Oh, smelly breath. Breath of an angel. Okay. So because of the sheer amount of wedding drama at this point, it's just easier to make a dedicated episode, right? So let's dive right in. We have Tones, and the company who were their food vendor, which is Taco X Click. Jesus. So this lovely couple decided to get tacos for their guests. Amazing. And it basically went horribly, horribly wrong.
40 of our guests, including ourselves, got food poisoning. You guys know, this past Saturday, we finally got married. Yep. You're looking at Mr. and Mrs. Soria.
So crazy.
So, yeah. The wedding was at Mount Madonna County Park.
What a cute couple. What a cute couple.
It was a beautiful day. Great weather. The ceremony turned out fantastic. Honestly, movie quality. But unfortunately, everything didn't go as smoothly as we would have liked. Namely, with our food vendor that we booked. It was a taco vendor. Unfortunately, 40 of our guests, including ourselves, got food poisoning.
Listen, I don't know how many I don't know how many guests you have at a wedding. I personally don't think I know 40 people to invite. I don't know 40 people to invite to a wedding, but that is a lot of people to give food poisoning to, and the bride and groom. Ooh. I have a really bad phobia of butterflies. I know those butterflies in the background aren't real, but my skin is starting to itch a little bit.
And so, yeah, that was quite a damper on everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, the taco vendor's name is Taco Exotic. They're based out of Salinas. Yes, we'll link them down below. Based out of Salinas, and yeah, first off, they were unprofessional when they showed up. They were made known that they were supposed to be there, set up and ready to go at 2. But they got there at 2 and proceeded to take almost 45 minutes just to get set up and start cooking. Okay, so our guests are hungry, they're ready.
Okay, so they were meant to be ready and set up by 2 so everyone can eat. Here's the deal. I think I said this before on like wedding episodes. If you are going to provide a service to someone for their wedding, you better be the fuck on time. You better do everything to the book. You better do everything that doesn't stress out the bride and groom. Part of a service. It's part of a service. If you can't be on time as any part of that wedding, then don't be in that industry. It's a very stressful day for people, right? You need to make it less stressful. You may disagree with me, but as somebody who works in, as a makeup artist for weddings, part of the job there is to kind of be calm. You don't turn up late and be erratic and be like, oh my fucking god, we only have, you know what I mean? You have to be ready and be like, yeah, we got this, don't you worry, this is all, we have everything down, ready to go.
For food. And they're still, telling us, oh, a few minutes more, 5 minutes more. Every time we ask them how many more minutes, it'd just be something different. So, that's the first strike. Second, it's just like, customer service-wise, they're very unfriendly, very unprofessional. It almost seemed like they just did not want to be there. They were very rude to our guests. If our guests had a request, they would just be really short and, rude. What else? Let's see. They were using the same utensils for each of the different meats, including the vegan vegetarian option, which makes no sense. They use the same.
That's fucking crazy. That's crazy. If somebody has, and as someone who's worked in a restaurant, allergies or preferences should be taken very, very seriously. If I'm a fucking vegan and you're mixing up my utensils, handling meat, or even handling cheese, or handling something that isn't vegan, I'm gonna be pissed off. If you are providing vegan something, see that through the whole way, or don't provide a vegan option if you can't be bothered to do it correctly. You know what I mean? Bad customer service really annoys me.
Gloves throughout the whole event. So now, this is the same gloves that they're using to grab raw meat.
Oh.
And they're using that to place that meat and
No wonder
touch,
everyone's got
the
sick.
cooked meat
And
and
serve people.
serve people. I think one of Azalea's family members actually even mentioned that she had witnessed one of the cooks put down raw meat on the grill at the same time that they were cooking her quesadilla. So it's like, I mean, in what
Shit.
world is that okay? So they're obviously practicing unsafe food handling,
Yeah.
cross contamination, and
Yeah.
just a blatant disregard for any safe health practices. So yeah, there's that, and then to make matters.
Never seen like taco people take that long. Like you're usually served and you're out. Like you get what you want. I mean, it's just tacos. You're putting the meat on the plate.
It's like Subway. Like you have your shell, your base, you put meat in it, you put whatever else in it, your sauces, whatever. And that's it. That's it.
And then just out of there. Yeah, people literally, they started serving us at 3. There was people getting their first plate like at 5, and
Yeah.
that's when they were
No.
supposed to leave. It's just crazy.
Yeah, and the other thing is like, okay, it wasn't a surprise to them.
Listen, I can't even cook, right? I hardly remember how to turn on my oven. I could cook you something up within that. You know what? I could serve. I could cook up some meat quickly. It's not and get people served up. As someone who can't even cook, you would still get food poisoning, but I could do it.
Guests to expect. This is one of the details that we let them know beforehand. So with that being said, a vendor should come in understanding, okay, we're going to have X amount of guests to deal with.
Yeah.
Let's come up with a game plan.
Yeah.
Have enough resources to serve them,
Right.
and not take 2+ hours to serve them.
Yeah.
So
Also, like, what you are serving. Can you not just not pre-cook beforehand, but while you're there, just get a load of it cooking? I'm sure there's not much options of what you're gonna cook being a taco place.
that's just for starters, right? So fast forward to the evening of, where we have a campfire going on. So Azalea's sister, well, my sister-in-law now, and her boyfriend, unfortunately had to start packing up and leaving early, despite intending to camp. So
They left. They left early, but my sister said she started throwing up. She didn't tell us until after they were already home, so she thought it was
Yeah.
just maybe because she was drinking or whatnot that night, and but then on the way home, then her boyfriend started throwing up. Like they all in the car, so they confirmed like something was going on. And then shortly around that time is when Sean started feeling just really dizzy, nauseous. His face got like pale. Sunken in. He was like, I need to lay down. Just didn't feel good.
I felt like passing out.
Yeah.
Like my
Clammy.
breathing became really slow. Yeah, and I couldn't hold down food.
Yeah. So then he forced himself to throw up, and then after that, it just kept happening.
God, imagine on your wedding day, that is how you spend the evening of your wedding day, throwing up. Probably out the other end too. Throwing up out your bum.
Literally every hour throughout the night.
Oh.
And then my daughter woke up at 1 in the morning. She
Oh
threw up
no.
everywhere, all over herself, all over the blankets. She threw up about 3 times on herself, had to change 3 times. It was just, and then every hour, then throughout the night around 3, we heard other people getting up because we were camping. So,
Yeah.
In a group camp, yeah. So you just hear other people waking up and throwing up, and then it was just kind of like, getting phone calls and hearing so many other people getting affected, and it was just insane, like insane. And so
It sucks. It sucks that one of the most important milestones in our lives is kind of tarnished by this experience where
Everyone throwing up.
Everybody's getting sick, and even having to go to the ER, which is ridiculous. And so it's like, okay, let's reach out to the vendor. Let's get down to the bottom of it, get some accountability, and just talk about it and get a refund possibly.
Please.
Which Azalea did. She reached out to them, let them know, hey, we would like a refund. It's okay if you want to keep the deposit, but we think that it's only right to refund us. They not only blocked her on social media, but they blocked both of our phone numbers, as well as, all our family members that have reached out as well to them. So, and this is after not even responding to anyone. No response at all.
They're just blocking everybody.
Just outright.
People are texting them, posting on social media. We've tagged them. They took off their tag. Like, nobody can tag them. Nobody can mention them. They've just been blocking everybody that's been reaching out to them. So, yeah. And all we were asking for was an apology. So, we couldn't even get that. Well, and the refund.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
they couldn't even do that. And they're just continuing to block everybody. So we also wanted to come on here and spread this word too for anybody that could be in the area, just that may book with them in the future. It's just
Don't.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it's just been a wild time. Crazy.
It's been an experience. So yeah, Taco Exotic is a no-go.
And ironically, their phrase or what is it called?
They're catchy,
Their
little
catchphrase or whatever was highly tacos,
Yep.
highly contagious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they sure are. So stay away from them.
Yeah. So, yeah. But, yeah, we'll leave all their information below. So if anybody wants to,
See if you can get them to.
take accountability
Yeah.
or anything, we would appreciate it.
I don't think they're going to.
But we'll hopefully post more wedding content after this.
Yeah, on a positive note.
Yeah.
'Cause it-
But, yeah. So, alrighty. Bye.
Okay, so these people were over 45 minutes late, right? The customer service, unfriendly. They were rude to their guests. Hygiene, terrible. Using the same utensils, same gloves throughout the whole evening. Come on, was there no prep before doing this, a huge wedding? Have they not done this before? Was this the first time they have done a wedding? Because this is fucking crazy. And you would think a company being hired to do a wedding, it's exciting. You have work, first of all. Hello. 2025, you know what I mean? And it's a wedding, everyone's happy, there's a few drunk people, everyone's trying to be nice to each other. Come on. The level of food poisoning. People, imagine being in a campsite, right? You wake up, you unzip the tent, you run out and you throw up, and all around you are just people throwing up on your wedding night. Horrible. And they were so sick so quickly, that evening, right, listen, I've had food poisoning and I was sick maybe I've gone to sleep and then woken up maybe 3 a.m. and then started to be sick and stuff like that, but the bacteria must have been on another level for him to be this sick, right? So this couple clearly tried to get a refund, as you absolutely would. You poisoned our whole wedding party. Are you okay? Are you, what the fuck is going on? I was trying to find the brand as they were talking on socials. Can't find them. They were blocked. Everyone else's comments were blocked, deleted. It seems like they've gone off social media. They also mentioned in the caption of that video, some people had to go to the emergency room because of food poisoning. And it's kind of funny that their tagline is tacos that are contagious. If you cannot provide a service correctly, especially when it needs hygiene, right? A beauty service where you're around someone's eyes and mouth, hygiene. Food where you're preparing food from scratch, hygiene. Something else, hygiene. Come on, you should not be providing that service. It's not just a quick, it'll be fine. No, you can make people very, very sick. You've ruined someone's wedding day. That's awful. That is so awful.
Imagine watching your ex, who you were with for 4 years, marry your ex-best friend, and after a wedding reception, where he's supposed to be talking about how happy he is or whatever, he mentions you and says that, for 4 years he was just doing time pass, that he was just passing the time with you until he could marry the real person who he's been in love with the whole time.
Shut up.
Tarastaria, get behind me. This would send me to the psych ward.
Okay, so this is Sapna, and she is talking about the Jane wedding. Jane wedding? If you don't know who they are, Alika Advani owns a brand called Waywell, and Ajar Jain is a Bollywood actor. I probably said that very wrong, I'm so sorry. A little bit of backstory here, right? Alika was in a friend group with her now husband, Adar, and her... Did I say Adjar before? I did. I saw the J in my dyslexia crossed it over. Adar and her childhood best friend, Tara. So Tara and Adar were in a relationship for over 5 years before they mysteriously broke up. Now that isn't even the bit everyone is up in arms about, right? Adar made a speech at his wedding that was catty, bitchy, and we have the speech right here.
I've always loved her, since then. And I always wanted to be with her, but I never got the chance to be with her. So she sent me on this long journey of 20 years to do time pass. But at the end of the day, it was worth the wait because I get to marry this beautiful, beautiful woman who looks like a dream. And I love you, and it was worth the wait. So that's a secret. I've always loved her. I've just done time pass for 20 years of my life. But now I'm here with you, baby, always.
So he basically just says here that every other woman who has been in a relationship was a time pass, and he always wanted her. Imagine being called a time pass after a 5-year long relationship. That is some time. All of this raised a lot of questions with people online. If he was with Tara but had like a thing for Alika, do we think that the reason Tara and him broke up was because he cheated? If I saw this, right, and like an ex was like, oh, I was with this person for 5 years, but my mistake, I was just passing time, I'd be like, fuck you, that's 5 years of my life I'm never getting back. It did look like, was that the bride? It almost looked like she was stepping in to be like, would you fucking stop? Would you just keep this nice and still? It's a nice day. Would you fucking stop? Something was happening. Something was happening there. We can only speculate so much, so let's move on to another piece of drama. This is something you may have seen from Reddit. This is from Am I the Arsehole? Am I the arsehole for serving only vegan food at my wedding without telling anyone, then getting upset when my family ordered 20 pizzas during the reception? I, 28 female, just had my wedding last weekend. My husband, 30 male, and I have been vegan for 3 years, and we decided to have an all-vegan reception dinner. We spent months working with an amazing chef to create a gourmet 5-course meal that just happened to be vegan. Think mushroom Wellington, truffle risotto, roasted vegetable tarts, etc. We spent nearly $15,000 on the food alone. That's mad. Weddings are expensive though. You could have told him it was a funeral and it would have been so expensive. We deliberately didn't mention the food was vegan on the invitations because we wanted people to enjoy it without prejudice. Every dish was designed to be delicious and satisfying regardless of dietary preference. The ceremony was beautiful, but during the reception I noticed my brother, Tom, 32 male, wasn't at his table. 20 minutes later, I watched in horror as he and my cousins walked in carrying 20 large pizzas. They started distributing them to guests, announcing real food for anyone who wants it. That's a dick move, sorry. I was mortified. The caterers looked so embarrassed, and several guests hadn't even tried our carefully planned menu yet. When I confronted Tom, he said my aunt had texted him that all the food was just vegetables, and they couldn't let people go hungry at a wedding. The pizza completely upstaged our expensive gourmet meal. People were taking photos and treating it like a joke. My mother-in-law posted on Facebook about how her son's wedding was saved by pizza, that's awful, because the bride tried to force everyone to eat rabbit food. I ended up crying in the bathroom and my husband asked Tom and the cousins to leave. This caused a scene, and now half the family is calling us stuck up and saying we ruined our own wedding by pushing our beliefs, oh my god, on everyone. They're saying we should have warned people about the vegan menu. Am I the arsehole for not announcing the menu was vegan and getting upset about the pizza? You are not the arsehole, and yes, it's fine to be upset. Listen, here's the deal. The wedding day, right? The bride and groom are paying for everything, unless the father of the bride is paying for everything. It's a free meal for the people coming. They didn't have to invite you. They didn't have to feed you. They didn't have to provide you with music. They didn't have to provide you with what is essentially a nice day out. All you had to do was buy some clothes to go. And let's be real, you can get some pretty affordable clothes. It's their day. You eat whatever the fuck they serve you. I've been to a wedding where all the food was vegan. I'm not a vegan. It was incredible. It was amazing. If you're not trying it, then how do you, if you're not gonna try it, then how do you even know? How do you know it's not good? Vegetables are good for you. You're gonna for just one day, you can't eat a vegan meal. This is the deal, right? with people who look down on veganism. Again, I'm not a vegan. There seems to be this thing where it's like, oh, vegan's weak, it's gross. Meat is such a manly thing. Like, well, I'm gonna eat meat. I'm gonna meat. Just for one day, eat some fucking vegetables instead of bread, tomato sauce, and meat. You know what I mean? One, yes, it's embarrassing for the bride and the groom and the caterers. The caterers have put on this spread that costs a lot of money. The food sounds incredible and everything tastes fine if you put a sauce on it. You know what I mean? Okay, but let's say you absolutely cannot eat this vegan meal. Don't eat anything. Don't eat just be a normal person, right? Eat, what else do they have? Eat some risotto. Truffle risotto. Or eat a vegetable tart, right? When it's a reception, when it's, you know, everyone's a bit drunk, then go and order yourself a pizza for later. But don't bring in, also, this is another thing, pushing our beliefs on everyone. It is not pushing your beliefs on someone to provide a meal that you have paid for as a vegan and being like, well, we're vegan and we want to enjoy the food at our fucking wedding, so the food's vegan. Great. I literally do not see the issue. You are not the asshole, but it looks like a lot of your family are. A whole lot of your family are. That's awful. And then for them, what is it with some mother-in-laws? Why are some of them absolutely fucking crazy? That's terrible. That is absolutely terrible. I hate it. So she spent $15,000 on that catering. That she worked with a chef to create this meal. It is insane. It's absolutely insane. That brother, so it's right to ask him to leave. It's absolutely right to ask him to leave. And we couldn't let them go hungry at a wedding. They're not. There's food there. It is their choice if they eat it or not. You know what I mean? So there's vegan food, which is probably really good for you. You know what I mean? Really nice. A chef has made it. It's not like it's a bowl of leaves and some nuts. And it's like, oh yeah, kind of tastes like a chicken. No, they've made these meals for you. Honestly, get a fucking grip. Actually get a fucking grip. You can eat that. You can eat that. It's almost like the family were doing this a little bit deliberately. Maybe they don't like the bride and they were just being an arsehole, or they don't like the groom or something, because everyone sounds like a dick. This definitely seemed personal. Better than everyone getting food poisoning though. Is it? Yeah, no, it is. Listen, when it comes to weddings, just be careful. Maybe you're going to get food poisoning. Maybe there's going to be an awkward speech. Maybe you're going to have to eat vegan food. You know what I mean? Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. Listen, weddings always happen. Maybe we'll get some more wedding things soon. See you in the next one. Bye.